Hey, we're joined by our man 3D out there. Wherever he goes, it is shooter's paradise, even though I'm sure it's freezing out there in Philadelphia. 3D, I'm gonna ask you a personal question to start off. Now, Minnesota has won 4 of their last 5 games, and they've hit 10 or more threes in those wins. Your son, he's a nice shooter. How old is he?
13.
What's his name?
Call him Trey Scott, a.k.a. Trey D.
Okay, so if you had to tell Trey D, my nephew, any kids tonight to watch shooters on either team to emulate them, what 2 shooters would you pull up?
Well, first of all, I have to start with the 76ers. We call him JJ, a.k.a. Yay Redick. Make sure your nephews watch him, elbows always in, follow-throughs always there, and the body is always squared up. And in case your nephew grows to be 6'10 or 6'11, make sure he looks at Dario Saric because he steps back, stretch 4, and he always leaves it.
That's right, he always leaves it. 3D, what is the mood like there in the 76ers locker room?
Well, the mood is pretty good, C-Web, believe it or not. I know so much talk about Jimmy playing against Minnesota in the trade, but C-Web and Fish and Mikal, you know this. He was only with Minnesota for maybe barely a year, so not as much turmoil for the game. For the Sixers, they're trying to figure out how can all 3 of those guys play together with Ben Simmons along with Embiid so they can get ready for the playoffs.
Yeah, Dennis, you know, the guy I've been impressed with Philly over the last 3-4 weeks has been Embiid. It seems like he's in the paint more. He's just doing some bully ball. That guy's a big, strong young man, and I like him. What's the feeling there in Philly about this team kind of putting him at the top, him being the main horse and playing around Embiid?
Well, K-Mac, you hit it right on the head. Joel Embiid wants to be in the post. He wants to post up more. We know he has tremendous ability to shoot the 3, but I think early in the season he was trying to tell us, yes, I can shoot the 3, but I want to go down low and dominate and find the 3 when it finds me. So if he gets a big rebound and he's a trail 5, look for him to look for his 3-point shot then.
You know, 3D was sitting here talking to D. Fish, who's been in many locker rooms, won championships, and of course, you know, K-Mac, they won championships, and we were talking just a little bit about the personality of a guy like Joel Embiid. A little bit to Kevin McHale's last question, do people know that Embiid is the man there, and that is Butler making ripples there? What is the feel from the fans about Butler and kind of what he said lately, and then about him going up against his former team again?
Well, Philly fans, believe it or not, guys, they love Jimmy Butler. They love his demeanor. But let's keep it 100. As you said earlier, Derek Fish, because I was listening to the last segment, this city runs through Embiid. Bottom line, they want Embiid to be happy. They want him playing great basketball. And they want Ben Simmons and Jimmy Butler feeding off of that. But at the end of the day, we all know this is a city of toughness. They love Jimmy's toughness.
Thank you so much, 3D. I'll make sure that my nephew, he keeps watching your son on Instagram, leaving it, keeping that elbow in. Appreciate you. That's 3D all the way from Shooter's Paradise, which is just residing in Philly for the next few hours. Appreciate you, 3D.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, that's right. This is that man, Jimmy Butler. Check it out. He's the 4-time All-Star, 2015 most improved player, 4-time All-Defensive Second Team. He's averaging 19 points. 38% off threes, 84% from the free throw line. That boy good.
It's your boy 3D. We're here for another Players Only. Here with Coach Saunders. And Coach, appreciate you spending a little time with me. First of all, what comes to mind to me is I've been around you for a while. You love this game of basketball. When you got the phone call, you were taking over as coach. What went through your mind?
I mean, it was definitely a shock in terms of just being unexpected. You know, and then a lot of things go through your mind. Being quite frank, first thing was that I needed to speak to my mother and my wife, and some other people just to, you know, I want to make educated decisions on things. But then when things settled down and everything kind of came together, then you kind of realize, you know, this is a great opportunity.
I believe you have this personality with the way the new NBA is to speak to the young stars today. How was that first conversation with Wiggs and Cat saying, hey guys, I'm the new voice, I need you guys to play like all-stars?
I mean, just kind of like that. And it's, you know, I'd like to think it's not going to come from me, it's going to come from within themselves. And I'm big, you know, I learned from my father, I learned from a number of great people in terms of that players are the ones that you put them in positions where they can both have freedom, succeed, but also have structure with things, and then it's up to them ultimately.
Let's get to it. 452 twists.
Yep,
There's so many options to that play.
Yeah.
What made you go to it, and what gave you the confidence to call it?
Well, it was really one of those things that I was sitting in my room, hadn't had a lot of sleep at that point. I was sitting in my room in Oklahoma City, and I knew in walkthrough I wanted to put our first play in, and I was trying to think what would be the best thing to go to, and 452 twist kept coming to my mind, and only for the simple fact of you only get one first play coaching in the NBA, and for me to give a silent ode, I didn't tell anybody or anything, but a silent ode to my father. My late father, meant a lot to me.
Yeah. And we were just sharing off camera that you were playing against New Orleans.
Yeah.
And take me that little secret.
Yeah, actually, Alvin Gentry ran 452 twists for Anthony Davis for the first play, and they ended up scoring, and they scored on it again. And he looked down and gave me a thumbs up and a big smile, and patted his heart, and so that was a nice moment from him.
Being around guys like C. Webb and Kevin Garnett, how does that help you for the job?
Just that right there, just being around those types of people and those types of players and how they prepare in their professionalism, that is what has prepared me for this. So I give a ton of credit to those guys. And you, I remember I was a little guy when you were in Minnesota for a little bit, hitting threes.
Yes.
So yeah.
Appreciate you, man.
Definitely.
All right, good luck rest
Thank
of the
you.
way.
Thank you.
I was going to make an announcement that Ryan Saunders looks just like Skeets from the starters over there, but I'm not going to. I'm not going, we got Wes Will. Let's stop it. All right. Bam, what we got today for the Will? I can't read this. Oh, locker room talk. Well, hey, guys, when I was in college, you know how when you go to the Final Four and things like that or big games, they bring a local hero to talk to you. And for us, it was Isaiah Thomas. I mean, imagine this in college. I'm 18 years old. I literally broke like a pane glass. I was just so hyped that he came in and he would talk to us and share it. And I want to go out to our man, our point guard, Zeke. What up, Brendan Hayward? We can get to you in a second, my brother. But I want to go out to Zeke. Now, Zeke, you're one of the smallest men ever to play in the NBA and have such a dominating career. They call you a little point guard. What the hell were you doing in the New Orleans Saints locker room inspiring all those big guys? First of all, tell me what you told them, and then tell me how you got to that after. But what did you say to the guys in the locker room? Come on, man.
Well, I just talked about championship play.
No. Tell us like you told them, Zeke. Tell us like you told them in the locker room, Zeke.
I told them that the three most important things that champions need to play with is what I call ice, and that is intensity, concentration, and energy. And how long can you sustain concentration? And most people can't concentrate for 2.5 hours in a game. And if you can sustain concentration and put energy and intensity into that concentration along with your skill and game plan, then you got a chance to win. And you saw they fell behind, but they were able to concentrate. And, we just talked about, the relationship that Mike Ornstein and I have and Coach Sean Payton and I have, and how we talked about how you become leaders. And the greatest leaders of all time, whether it be Jesus Christ, Buddha, Muhammad, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Mother Teresa, they were all servants. They were servants to men. And how do you be a servant to your teammate? You get the best out of your teammate by helping him achieve. You get the best out of your teammate by helping him succeed. And we watched Mike Ornstein lay in a coma for 20 days, and he got up, and now he's back. So they gave us the game ball. Coach Payton gave Mike Ornstein a game ball, gave myself one game ball, and he gave Mrs. Benson, the owner, the other game ball. So we were happy to be a part of the Saints win the other day.
Zeke, I mean, I'm going to call Chico in here during the commercial and dunk on him because you got me hyped right now. And we got a little bit of tape from you in that locker room, man. And, y'all think Zeke is calm and cool, and which he is, but this is how he gets locker rooms hyped. That's right. This is a pro locker room. Zeke, congratulations. It's so great because you've inspired so many of us. It's great to see that transfer across all type of genres, all type of sports. And I just thought that was really cool that one of the best, if not the best, small point guard in the game was in there inspiring thousands of pounds of big football players.
Tens of thousands of pounds.
Right. Tens of thousands of pounds. And, Brendan, we want to welcome you to the desk tonight. Now, I know you played 14 years in this league, but you know how they do it, brother. You did your thing in Dallas. You did your thing in D.C. for the Wizard, but I got a question. What's up with your Cavs this year? What's the problem with y'all?
Oh, why they my Cavs?
Because you played there 1 year.
I played there 1 year. I didn't even get to play. See,
Yeah.
14 years.
I watched
Not my
LeBron play
Cavs.
for 1 year.
Tell us how you really feel. No, guys, we're looking forward to hearing the call from you. I love hearing from you, Brandon B. I love hearing from you. College game, can't wait for that to come up and enjoy you being here with us tonight. But we'll be a little bit back. We'll be back with y'all in a little bit. Chico, get in here so I can dunk on you out there. Got me hyped. Ice, baby. People can't concentrate longer than 2.5 hours in the game, but that man can. He knows a little something about ice. Joel Embiid, the big man. In the words of Kevin McHale, he said, look, I'd ask the team to come over here and I'd say, look, fellas, he's the man. And there it is. Breaking news, breaking news. That's right. Ryan Saunders is the brother of our man Skeets. He'll be on the starters next week. We'll be back, baby.